Hi, my name is Mahmoud, and in this lecture, we will start by creating our virtual environment. Let's start. First of all, I'll open the terminal. If you're using Windows, you can open cmd, or if you're using Linux, you can open the terminal. I'll go to the tutorials desktop first, then the tutorials folder. This folder I use to create the projects of my tutorials. Then I'll create a new virtual environment, virtual env -b for Python. I'll use Python 3.6. Then I'll call this virtual environment django-udemy. Then hit enter. Now virtual environment is creating our virtual environment on the tutorials folder. Let's open it. Second. Django Udemy. This is our version. No, not this. Yeah, this is it. Django Udemy. Now we have our virtual environment. Let's go into it. cd django -udemy. Let's clear the screen. Now we're in the virtual environment. We need to activate our virtual environment using source bin/activate. This works on Mac and Linux, but if you're using Windows, you can enter /scripts/activate. Now we're activating our virtual environment. It's time that we create our project. But first we need to install Django. So I'll write pip install Django. This will install the latest version of Django on our virtual environment. Django always comes with pyqt. This is a module for localization. Now we have Django and the pyqt already installed. Successfully installed Django. On this tutorial, we will use 2.1.4. Okay, let's clear the screen. Let's see the package installed in this virtual environment using pip freeze. Now we have Django and the pyqt. First, I'm using a layout for the Django project. According to the Django documentation, I'm gonna create a folder with name of source, so I'll let mkdir src. I think this is one of the best ways for Django layout, project layout. mkdir src. This is our project folder. So I'll go into this folder, cd src. Now I'm gonna create my Django project, Django admin, start project. Then I'll call this project with name of project. I'll use this name in all my projects so that I can move apps from one project to another and so on. I call all my projects with the name of project. Now if we created this, let's hit enter. If we enter the src folder, we will see a project. And if we open this folder, we will see our project files. I don't need this actually. I wanted the project files in the src folder. No more nested folders. So I'm gonna delete this, then I'll rewrite the same command, but I'm gonna add the dot, which stands for the current directory. Then I'm gonna hit enter. Now we have our project files and src folder. Okay, now we have our project. We've just created our Django project. Let's run the server. Python manage.py run server. As we can see, first of all, the Django server created a DB. This is a SQLite database. We will talk about it later. Then we have 15 unapplied migrations, which we should apply them first so that our project can work properly. This is what Django tells us. And now, if you want to apply this migration, we will type this command, python manage.py.migrate, to apply this migration. Now we have our server, development server, at this IP address. This is our local host. Let's copy this URL and let's open it in Chrome. Yeah, now we have, this is the local host, the Django documentation. This is a tutorial for building app, which the developers of the Django created it. This is the Django community, and we have, this is Django 21 version, and we have Django is already installed. This is awesome. And now if we wanted to open the admin, we can hit this URL/admin, and now this will say that we have no such stable Django sessions. This happens because we didn't run the migrations. We have to run the migration first so that these tables can be applied to our database. So I'm gonna clear the screen. I'll run the server again, and we have this Python manage.py migrate. Okay, let's stop the server. Let's type Python manage.py migrate to create this kind of tables. But before I create these tables, let's first open the database and take a look about this. I'll open SQLite browser. If you need to install this app, you just have to open Google, search for SQLite browser, open the first link, and that's it. You can download the SQLite browser depending on your operating system from this link. Okay. Now, let's open the database. From here, open. And now let's navigate to the tutorials, then Django Udemy, then src. This is our file, db.sqlite3. If we take a look at this database in the SQLite browser, we can see that we have 0 tables. There are no tables on our database. Okay, let's close it and let's run the migrate command. This will create some tables to our database. Let's open it again to see the created tables. I'll hit open database, then we will navigate to tutorials, Django Udemy, src, db.sqlite3. Oh, we have 11 tables on our database. Auth group permissions, auth permission, auth user, and so on. We can browse the data of these tables, but there are no data in these tables. Okay, now if we refresh this link to the admin page, the server is not running. Let's run the server again. Okay, we have the Django administration, which asks us for a username and password, but till now we didn't create any username or password in the installation or the version environment or anywhere. We didn't create any kind of authentication, but actually we need to create a super user for our project. So let's clear our screen and let's type Python manage.py create. Remember that Django commands are there are no spaces in the Django commands. It's like you have to create it connected to each other. Like I'm gonna write Python manage.py create super user like a one word. Okay. That's me for my name. I'll leave it like MacBook, the name of the laptop. The email address, I'm gonna write pythondeveloper@gmail.com. This is my Gmail actually. The password, I'm gonna type from 1 to 7 and E, and from 1 to 7 and E also. Django will tell us that this password is too common, but actually I'll use it. This is only for development purposes, so we need to create some kind of weak password. Okay, let's run the server again. Server, yeah, here we are. Now let's refresh our page and let's hit login. Let's visit the Django administration. As we can see here, we have the users, the groups. This is actually created by the Django itself. The full admin panel is created using Django. And we can add users and groups and so on. This is the users that we just created. MacBook with this email address, pythondeveloper6@gmail.com. And this is a staff status because this user is a super user or a staff. Like here, this is a super user status and staff status, and he is actually active. Okay, and here we can see groups, which we can create groups and apply them to some kind of users and so on. Okay. Now we've just created our version environment, we created our Django project, then we just created the first super user. Everything is working fine. In the next lecture we will start creating our app, models, views, URLs, and so on. Hope you like this lecture, and see you next one.